Welcome to the Tristan channel, your gateway to a world of fascinating subjects ranging from folklore, history, sci-fi, and the paranormal to film entertainment. Here we explore all kinds of captivating topics that will leave you intrigued and eager for more. Delve into the depths of ancient myths and legends. Unravel the secrets of historical events. Immerse yourself in the realms of imagination with sci-fi wonders and explore the unexplained mysteries of the paranormal. Join us on this exciting journey where we bring you the best of folklore, history, sci-fi, and the supernatural, all wrapped up in the enchantment of film entertainment. Stay tuned for enlightening discussions, thrilling narratives, and endless possibilities as we unravel the unknown together. This is the Tristan channel, your doorway to a world beyond imagination.
Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about a topic that's often discussed, but not always well understood: transgender women in sport, and the claim that they have an unfair biological advantage. You'll hear this claim a lot. It's often presented as common sense. They went through male puberty, so they must have an advantage. But when we actually look at the science, the reality is far more complex and far more revealing. Let's start with the most important factor: testosterone. Testosterone is the key hormone behind most physical differences in athletic performance. It drives muscle growth, strength, red blood cell production, and endurance capacity. This isn't controversial. Even the International Olympic Committee bases its policies on this exact understanding. So here's the critical question: what happens when testosterone is removed? Hormone replacement therapy changes the body significantly. Transgender women undergoing hormone therapy suppress testosterone down to typical female levels while taking estrogen, and the effects are not minor. Within the first year, muscle mass decreases, strength declines, and body fat increases and redistributes. Studies like those by Harper and Week show clear, measurable reductions in muscle size and strength over time. And importantly, these changes don't just stop after 1 year, they continue. Endurance is affected even faster. Testosterone increases hemoglobin, the molecule in your blood that carries oxygen. When testosterone is suppressed, hemoglobin levels drop within just a few months. Oxygen carrying capacity decreases. Endurance performance declines. In other words, the very systems that give athletes stamina are directly reduced. What about real-world performance? This is where things get especially interesting. When researchers studied transgender women runners, they found that after transition, race times slowed. Performance dropped by about 10 to 12%. That number isn't random. It closely matches the typical performance gap between male and female categories. In practical terms, their performance shifted into alignment with women's competition. And across elite sport, we do not see widespread dominance by transgender women. We don't see them sweeping medals. We don't see records being consistently broken. If there were a large retained advantage, we would expect to see it clearly. But we don't. Now let's address the most common argument: bone structure. People often say height, limb length, those don't change. And that's true. But here's what's often left out. Sport has never required identical bodies. Cisgender women athletes vary enormously. Some are tall, some are short. Some have longer limbs. Some have natural physical advantages. That's not considered unfair, that's considered talent. So the question becomes, why are some natural differences accepted while others are singled out? What does the overall science tell us? When you bring all the evidence together, a consistent picture emerges. The key driver of athletic advantage, testosterone, is reduced. Muscle mass and strength decline over time. Endurance capacity drops. Performance shifts toward female norms. Now, is the science perfect? No, there are still gaps, especially long-term data. But what we do have does not support the idea of an overwhelming retained advantage. So what's the conclusion? The human body is not fixed. It responds to hormones, it adapts, it changes. And when testosterone is suppressed, the traits people assume are permanent aren't. This doesn't mean the conversation about fairness is over. But it does mean that the discussion needs to be grounded in evidence, not assumption. Final thought. Sport has always been about balancing fairness and inclusion. And if we care about fairness, then we also have to care about accuracy. Because when we look at the science honestly, one thing becomes clear. Athletic ability isn't determined once at birth. It's shaped by the body as it exists now. Thank you.